Hello and welcome to another video on the Garage of Luke channel, and in this video we are going to be putting my £175 Skoda Octavia camper conversion to the ultimate test. That's right, we're here with my Skoda Octavia estate, which if you watched the three-part series that we previously did on this car, you'll remember I bought out of BCA for just £175, with the aim of turning it into a camper van because I hate tents. They are rubbish. So what we did, I say what we did, my father and I, mostly my father, is amended the back of the car to have this kind of lie-through bed arrangement. And to be honest, it went really, really well. You can still use it as a five-seater, and then you can fold it all down and it becomes a bed, which is great. And it also is a lot less stressful to put up than a tent, and a lot more comfortable and a lot more weatherproof. So I feel like we succeeded in that aim. Although, as some people pointed out, when we tested it, all I did was go to the end of my parents' garden, which isn't really the greatest test, because if it all went wrong, I could just kind of go in, or if I forgot anything, I could just go and get it. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare it for its first road trip. It's not a very long road trip, but there's somewhere specific that I want to take it, which I feel is the ultimate test for the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to service it. I've got some bits from Febby Bilstein, which is very handy so that I can service the car. I'm going to fit some upgrades to it to change the quality of life for the better inside the car. And also, last time we just painted the cabinets in the car, and the smell and the gassing out of the paint caused me to have quite a significant headache and sore throat for a week after we filmed the video. Don't do that at home. Not a good idea. I felt very, very, very ill. Now, aside from that, luckily, there's not much I need to do to this car. I did take it for an MOT the other day, and it passed, which is good. And, I mean, you know, as you can see, it's a good condition car. And there's no hidden accident, damaged past on the car as well. Although that's something you might want to check if you're buying a car. And luckily, that's where my friends at Car Vertical come in. Car Vertical is a comprehensive vehicle history checking tool that allows you to make sure that your car doesn't have a hidden past or a hidden story that you might want to know about before committing your hard-earned money to a flash new motor. An accident damage past is currently what I'm giving this Skoda by sitting on the roof and bending it. In keeping with the Volkswagen Group theme, I've currently got an Audi S5 up on my screen that I've got a Car Vertical report for. Now that's a nice car, performance, worth a chunk of money. You'd want to make sure you're getting the car you're expecting with this one. Initially, if I scroll through the report, the mileage is in the green, financial registration and legal status checks have all come back good, and it has not been stolen, which is arguably ideal as well. However, if I scroll a little bit further down, I can find some photos of when this car was for sale. And, oh, it's got a black and red interior under white bodywork. And in those photos, it looks quite nice. They're the photos that you'd see on maybe an Auto Trader advert or a vehicle listing online when you might be looking to buy the car. However, if I scroll up, yes, the rear bumper is just not there. The wheel is pointing the wrong way. The front end has had an almighty catastrophe, and oh, the rear of that car. The entire side is bent and the rear wheel is pointing the wrong way. You would not want to buy that car thinking it had a clean past when clearly Car Vertical tells me it has not. So don't delay on getting your Car Vertical checked to make sure you're not potentially buying a car with a hidden past. You can use code Luke for 20% off at the moment thanks to Car Vertical, or by using the link in the description of this video. Thank you very much, Car Vertical. Now, I was going to say onto the Skoda, but I think I need a Car Vertical check now. Oh, that is quite painful. So, in the boot, I have got some things that I'm going to use to make my life a little bit better in the Skoda Octavia. I have got a airbed because the mattress is designed to sit on like a bed frame, not a hard floor. So it wasn't the most comfortable. So that's one upgrade I wanted to make, whereas these are sort of designed to go on a hard surface because usually they're on the floor in a tent. I have got an air pump which I can plug into the car to avoid my horrible aged lungs having to explode trying to blow up that airbed by my mouth. And I have even got another blanket because I got a bit cold the other time because I had the windows down because of the gas and it got cold and then I was cold. So I've got another blanket just in case, but it's very warm today, so I'm not sure we'll need it. However, before we get to upgrading, I feel like I should, before I modify the car and the inside of my Skoda Octavia, I should do some maintenance, because that is what a good car owner does. And thanks to Febby Bilstein, I have got just the bits I need to give this car a well-earned service. So let's do that first. First, take your ramps and simply, yep, just something like that, and then simply elevate the car onto said ramps. And with car now elevated, pop bonnet and get cracking. So as mentioned, once again, thanks to Febby Bilstein, because they have supplied me with this very clever all-in-one service kit that all comes in the same box. It comes with everything you need to do a full service. Set of spark plugs, oil filter, fuel filter, cabin filter, and an air filter. And I have got some Febby Bilstein branded oil as well for the car. Now, it's important that this car is in tip-top overall condition, or at least as tip-top as it can be. It is, after all, my car, so it was never going to be mint, and I have just sat on the roof. Because one of you will have the chance to win this car through a raffle. That is very exciting, and I shall tell you more about that later. But first, let's make sure it's actually capable of being serviced. I'm going to get an oil pan and some cardboard. I'm going to start with the oil change, which means decanting those parts away from the vehicle, but a moment, take off oil cap and just pop it there and pull that. And now I'm going to go on an adventure. I couldn't find any cardboard, so I've got a boot mat that I found, and I'll just kind of like, ow, oh God, my face. Haha. Right, and now I just drain the oil, which I'm sure will take but a moment. Oil is out. Don't stand in that because it's right by my feet. And now I'm just gonna pop the air filter out. Here, I have a bag of many things, which has come from AliExpress. Not as a sponsor, I've bought them myself. But, you know, if AliExpress were interested, I wouldn't say no, because I do quite like AliExpress. So I have got an emergency glass tap hammer, which I'm going to install somewhere, because that seems like a good idea in case I need to break out of the vehicle very quickly due to National Trust car park goings on. I have also got a variety of USB cables, because I needed some longer ones, so that was always going to be handy. I've got some handy kind of stick-on nets for storage, because again, I just put everything on top of various bits of the car and it all fell off during the night. So these will also be quite handy. And then finally, at the bottom of this bag, the pièce de résistance. Side curtains, because I forgot these last time, because I bought the kits of curtains and didn't realise that the little ones they gave me would not be big enough for the side windows. I want to fit these first, because I think these are the ones that are going to require the most intelligence, and it's already 5:20. My brain is already starting to become less intelligent. So let's get these on. So I am now in what can only be described as a very, very uncomfortable position, because there's no mattress in it and I'm trying to put curtains up and I'm having to work. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I should definitely just open the door. But also, you like watching me suffer. The videos where I suffer are the videos that do best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here kind of thing, which is this little kind of clip thing, clip that in just there. And then I've got to kind of come back out, which I'm sure will be very easy. Ow. Take this end of the curtain and find somewhere up there to clip it in. Oh yes. Maybe a bit higher up than that, Luke. I reckon. Ow. Literally my finger. That's in. And then all I've got to do is pull this drawstring down a bit on this end and then move it up to add tension. And then now I've got to go back inside, just and pull this drawstring here until it's tight. There we go. Slide up. Oh yes, side curtains, brilliant. Now I'll just do the other one. And there we have it, 2 sets of side curtains which can simply be opened like so. And they came with some spare clips. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm trying to kind of like pin them up to here so they don't keep sagging down, because I think that might help. So I'll do that. Oh yes, supported curtains for the lack of visibility. That is nice. Now I have privacy, so I cannot be seen by the National Trust car park dwellers. What's next? I think we need to find somewhere to install this. Where will this aid the escape of the vehicle? I know, I'll just put it on here. If I pull this out, they can go in there. Brilliant. I'm going to go and get some self-tapping screws, because this will simply self-tap in with no issue, I'm sure of it. So now that the tap hammer is installed, I have got this handy netted kind of storage thing. And I have decided I'm going to put these just on the plastics up here, because I think that would be handy. So as far as I'm aware, all it involves me doing is peeling off the adhesive layer. It's been a bit of a fatality there. Free. Now, I'm going to pop it, I think, about there, just above my power bank, and adhere. Stick, adhere. God, that is quite sticky, actually. Oh, yeah. That's good. And then one roughly in the same place the other side. So that's storage pockets installed, emergency escape hammer installed, side curtains installed. All of these things are a great quality of life upgrade. However, as I mentioned earlier, the mattress was not the most comfortable sleeping arrangement in this car. So, obviously told you about my airbed and about my air pump. Now, the thing is obviously with my lungs, this would be impossible to do. And with this, usually you need a plug of some description. However, this, whatever brand this was from Amazon Prime item, has come with something, puncture repair kit, that's good, that is going to make my life a lot easier. Because in the box, I have one pump. It's quite diddy, it's quite cute really. But also adapters for the airbed. But also a cigarette lighter adapter. I think you can see where I'm going with this. No more having to blow up the airbed at home and put it away and kind of have it there all blown up and go, oh God, because I can't pump it up when I'm at the tent because I don't want to use a rubbish foot pumper. I don't want to do that. Obviously, there are other pumps available, but in my mind, this is the only solution, obviously. Otherwise, why would I be doing it? What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this here, undo the handy little horrible to the environment metal plastic clip thing that's holding it together. These are just irrelevant, we should get rid of these. And I'm going to open my cooker cabinet, and I'm going to just pop the cigarette lighter into the cigarette port, which is just there. Now, I have a plug, which if I take this and pop it in there, and then if I take this and pop it on there with some force, and then I close that back up, I take my airbed, which is currently rolled up and very easy to transport, and just stick that up its bottom. You have to do this quite hard to make sure it goes in properly, so spit may be required. There we go. And then in theory, if this has worked, oh, there it goes, look. It's a lovely bit of unfurling. That's quite nice, I like that. And then simply inflate the airbed and wait for the change of tone that will tell us it is inflated. Yep, that'll do nicely. I can't turn it off. Don't blow up the airbed, like literally blow it up. Then I'll just simply take this out, pop that plug in, just, yep, bed made. Well, bed inflated. I shall now make the bed, because I don't need to take any passengers in this. Once the bed is made, I'll pop my bag in, because as far as I'm concerned, we are ready to go. Well, via Tesco's, because I will need some emergency supplies for the night. And I've got to drop Addison off at a hotel and go and endure my evening. So I'm sure that'll be fun. Addison, you're driving, I can't be bothered to drop you off. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. I'm gonna make the bed, and I shall see you at our campsite. Oh no, my meal deal. So, I have arrived. Remember, no littering at the campsites. I'll just litter my car instead. We are about halfway to where we're aiming for, because you may remember at the start I said that I'm going to put this car slash camper slash Skoda Bago to the ultimate test. That will be coming very soon. But first, I need to spend a night in my new and improved Skoda Bago. And I think before I do that, I should give you a tour of the finished product, because I said at the end of the last video in this series that I was very happy with how things had gone, but it's even better now. Addison, come with me. In this side of the vehicle, some of you were commenting and being very rude about my bathroom facilities, because if you remember rightly, it was just a pack of Huggies in the glove box. However, I have listened and I have decided to take on your advice. Instead of the Huggies, I have now got the Huggies, some spray for the body, and what everyone needs when camping in a car, a tub of Vaseline. This might be quite helpful to get me into the car. It's not for what you're thinking. Stop being smutty. Right, round the back is where things get ever so exciting though. Just put my bathroom away. And that's because in the back, as I've mentioned, we've now got an aerated bed, which is much more comfortable. We have got not one, but 2 blankets, so that I do not get cold during the night if I need to open the windows because of my own bodily gases filling the car. We've still got the fan, which I very much like. That's just up there, all plumbed in and ready to go. We've got the little storage compartmenty bits. I've got a towel, see, upgraded the bathroom very heavily. I have forgotten to bring any water or any form of having a shower though, and there aren't any showers here, which is not ideal, but I'll make do. I've got plenty of spray, so I'm sure it'll be fine. There are, however, some other little things that I've done that I've not yet told you about. Now, one of those is I've put a new gas canister in the cooker. However, I'm not going to be cooking tonight. You've all seen me cook already. You've all seen me make a glizzy, gobbling surprise of a meal with hot dogs being ingested at an extreme pace, and that was delightful. But we've already had dinner. We admittedly stopped at Tesco. I've had a meal deal, hence it fell out of the door earlier. But inside the cabinet is something that you probably won't be able to see at the moment, and hopefully I will have a chance to show you later when it gets a little bit darker. But for now, for the first time, I'm going to fully test the new bed. Don't look, because I'm going to have to get changed. So there we have it. Now I've decanted my clothes, I am in my new and improved Bago and trying to cover my body up as best as possible because I want this video to remain monetised on YouTube. And what can I tell you? Well, my new curtains are absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can barely see out, maybe a couple of corners of windows, but honestly, I mean, someone would have to really look for a gap to see me, so I could quite happily get changed in here, like I just did at any campsite. Obviously, where we currently are is empty and we're the only ones here. So, I mean, I did also want to try and show you a little surprise, which was that I fitted some mood lighting in the cabinet, which I thought would kind of like illuminate up the sides. Turns out Dad did such a good job of measuring out the cabinet that no light comes past it, because it's just, well, it's made to measure and it fits really well. So all I've done is illuminated my cabinet, which is great. But yeah, this airbed is much, much more comfortable, and I'm very excited for my night of sleep. I'm already warm in this blanket. I've got a spare blanket, so I don't think I'm going to get cold. So yeah, I think I'm going to quite enjoy tonight. Addison, who's behind the camera, has actually now got to, well, I've got to book him an Uber, which is quite funny, to his hotel, because obviously, one, he doesn't fit in here, and two, we are on a budget, so we've just brought the Skoda. And he's not driving this to the hotel with me in it. I'm not going through that stress. So yeah, he's going to leave me here on my own, and I hope everything's going to be okay. Fingers crossed, I will see you in the morning when we're going to take the Skoda for its ultimate challenge, which I'm very, very excited about. A true test of whether this is a good camper conversion. Right, Addison, can you sort of shut me in? I'm just going to grab the curtains. Ignore my breasts. Oh. Ow! My bloody leg. Oh. Night, night, Skoda Bago. I'm glad he's gone. I'll get some peace and quiet. Night, night, field.
That hotel was lovely. Let's go see how unpleasant Luke's night was. Car's still here. That's a good sign. Boot's open. He's awake. No chance. Luke!
Oh, hello. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
How was your night?
Oh, it was lovely. Nice warm bed. How was yours?
Mine was really good. Were you expecting me to still be asleep?
I was expecting you to not be here.
Well, it is... Why would I not be here? I mean, it is 10 in the morning, so usually I would still be asleep. But I had a fantastic night. A much better night than last time, because I haven't woken up with potential breathing issues from the gassing paint. So I will admit, I haven't been here specifically all night. There was a point at about 4 or 5 this morning where there was a small incident where I did slightly need to go and use the facilities, and the facilities here aren't really that appealing. So I did slightly go down the road, maybe cheated a little bit, and went to a Shell to use their facilities. But I will say it was very easy, because I simply went through into the driver's seat, off I went, and then just came back. It was brilliant. And I am very refreshed, as you can probably tell. I've been up for like 2 hours. I've been planning our day, because I mentioned earlier that we are going to put this to the ultimate test. And people are probably thinking, you sleeping in it again, just with some improvements, is not the ultimate test. Well, that's true, because we are going to the Camping and Motorhome season finale. It's a very long name, it's very confusing, in Lincolnshire. That's where we're on our way to. We're halfway there, so we've not got far to drive today. So, you ready to jump in, and we'll go and compare it and see how it compares to the best of the motorhome business. I've packed up my house. I'm going on a trip in my favourite little house rocket ship. Da 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 da. I've just had to stop for a quick comfort break to relieve myself, but that is the only reason I'm stopping, because taking this on its first sort of trip and as part of the ultimate test for the car has helped me realise that actually it drives really, really well. It tracks straight and true, there's no knocks, no bangs, the engine pulls well, which is good. I mean, it's only a 1.6, so it's not exactly powerful. I'm sure the service did help with that a little bit, but everything works as well, and it's quite good on fuel. Very comfy, very, very comfy. So I'm just going to go and visit the facilities, and then we should continue on to the camper van show. And we've made it to the Lincolnshire Showground, and behind me is a sea of plastic paradises. I didn't think there'd be this many in the general population car park. I think what I'd like to do is go inside the show and see what the situation is with the kind of more expensive plastic paradises and how they compare to the £175 Skoda Baygo. I would have quite liked to exhibit it, because obviously that could be made to order. However, they didn't reply to any of my emails when I said I wanted to put a £175 Skoda in the show, which is, to be fair, understandable. And then if I can, I'd also quite like to find some friendly local camper and caravanists and see what their opinion of the Skoda Baygo is, and maybe see how much they would pay for it if they were in the market for an all-in-one solution to the tenting problem. So I think I'm going to go that way into what is, it's out of shot at the moment, a sea of fiberglass and plastic, and see what the situation is. I've immediately arrived, I've got my wristband, and I've just found that this is £160,000. That's a lot of Skoda Baygos. Modern day Motorhome, what a very fetching hat. This caravan is the size of 2 Skoda Baygos, and I will admit, this bed is a bit more significant and a bit more comfortable. And it's got a 4-ring hob. Not 1 ring, 4 ring, and oven, and a fridge, and a freezer, and a microwave, and a kettle, and a telly that pops out, and this bit goes out that way. This is, admittedly, it might be the price of 1,000 Skoda Baygos, but this is quite nice. Oh, a wiper blade. I've bought a whistling kettle. This is nice. £595 for 7 nights. Just a reminder, you could buy and permanently have a Skoda Baygo for less than that. I will admit, this is one thing I didn't really think about with the Skoda Baygo, was kind of under bed storage. This is quite handy, but that's a very slim mattress. And it's 50 grand. I've looked around an awful lot of camper vans and I think I need a warm drink now. I still can't get over the price of that one. Oh, it's 1,000 Skoda Baygos. So we've decided to come back to the car park because we'd looked around a lot of very expensive motorhomes, and what we thought is we'd try and get some opinions of the fellow community on the Skoda Baygo. But the problem is that all of them either didn't really want to talk to us or have just gone home because it is in fact raining and I'm sitting here getting wet legs. So I'm going to make Addison and I a coffee, and I think we'll submit closing arguments on the Skoda Baygo. Caramel latte. I'm sure this will be delightful. It's quite nice, actually. I do like the British summer. Oh, that's nice. So, what have we learnt about the Skoda Baygo and its improvements, and how has it fared in the ultimate test? Well, honestly, in there are a selection of delightful plastic paradises, and they are fantastic. However, some of them are the cost of 1,000 Skoda Baygos. That's quite a lot. But I do keep referring to this as a £175 camper van, which it isn't. In all honesty, it does owe me a little bit more than that. I have overall, I think now, in money alone, put probably about 550 quid into it, but also lots of days of labour have gone into building it. And to be honest, I love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I had a very comfortable night in it. It's got all of the facilities and conveniences that you might need, and I'm currently enjoying a plastic cup of slightly watery coffee, although it is warming me on what is now a rainy and damp Lincolnshire afternoon. I would have quite liked to get the opinions of some people who are into the camper vanists, kind of on the car and what they thought of it, but they have literally all gone home or didn't want to speak to us. So maybe it's time for me to move on from the Skoda Baygo and move on to the next project. But to summarise, nothing beats a Skoda Baygo holiday. And right now, you can win this car thanks to EP competitions as well. There's more information in the description, as well as a link to the competition. Tickets are just 99p for it. And honestly, I think whoever wins this will be a very lucky person and will enjoy it greatly. Not only is it a good car, but it's also a good Baygo. I very much enjoyed making it. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and let me know what you'd like to see more of on the channel in terms of wild and wacky projects. But until next time, it's about to start throwing it down and I've got a coffee to finish. See you next time.